want you to want what I want. One say.
It's showtime.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the STPL. My name is Kix, and joining me is once again Rapid.
Yeah, and it's good to be back. We had a little bit of an anticlimactic finish to our first series, which was Media versus White. White coming out on top in the end with a walkover, so they win our first series, and now we move on to our... And now, there we go. We move on to our second series, which is going to be aSh versus Net Wars. It says that on the screen, even though Kix hasn't put up the slide yet.
Yep, so just before we go there, let's quickly introduce the maps, just in case people weren't here for the first series, and also...
Man, it's not a good day. Like, I have the fact that it's 5 a.m. on my side when it comes to when I mess up speaking, but you have no excuse, kid.
Okay, my excuse is, so in this week so far, Monday to Wednesday, I work in IT support, obviously, and because we've been low on staff, I've answered 104 phone calls in just 3 days, and dealt with 90-something issues, so... I'm pretty worn out this week, but I'm here and Brood War is giving me life, so let's head on over to the overlay even, and let's have a look at what maps we're going to be seeing in the series. So starting us off, we're going to have Return of the King once again, Set 2 going to be Flight Dreamliner, Set 3 once again on Troy, Set 4 Triathlon, and Set 5, if we make it to the Ace match, is going to be on New Sniper Ridge. And just to announce our two teams we're going to be seeing here, let's bring them up. It's going to be Net Wars versus aSh. Now Net Wars, very, very strong team. They went 6 for 2 last round, came third in the round 1 playoffs. They are currently 3 for 1 in their group, top of their group I actually believe. We'll bring that up in just a second to confirm. But basically, it's going to be them, and they are going to be up against one of our weaker teams from the STPL. aSh hasn't had the best of showing in round 1. Round 2, they've had a lot of trouble getting players. A lot of the players from round 1 dropped out. But they've been doing their best. Dentag has done an incredible job trying to get everything organised. And then unfortunately, he actually went away for the weekend, or away for a couple of weeks on holiday. So Herbie stepped in against that, or to try and deal with that. And he's had a few problems, but they're back again for this game. And he's looking forward to it, I believe. So hopefully this will go quite well for them.
Hopefully. I guess we'll get a chance to find out. Obviously, Net Wars are killing it, man. Every time I get a chance to watch Net Wars, I wonder what random Polish dude they pull out of the woodwork, who's, by the way, also a god at Brood War. I had never heard of most of their players before I started watching STPL. And then as I got to know them, I'm like, oh my god, these are all just so insane. The Net Wars guys, if you ever get a chance to meet them, it's a Polish StarCraft fan site for both StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, and they're super insane. And you can see that represented here on our list of top players, or list of top teams, with them in 4th place.
Okay, so they're not in 4th. Technically, I need to redesign this overlay so it looks a little bit more obvious. But they are 2nd in their group, so it's Red and White Clan at the top of Group A, and Seoul just ahead of Net Wars in Group B. But they've got a few players in the top 10 as well. The top player in the SCPL so far is actually going to be Yeti with 11 for 2. Koga breaching that top 10 as well. And just at the bottom with 6 for 1, we have Zero clinging into that 10th spot. As we're going to move into our series here now to introduce our first couple of players. we're going to have Kingpin versus HitEmUp. Now, Kingpin is 2 for 1 so far in this round in the STPL. He did go 1 for 1 last round. And HitEmUp, one of aSh's newest players, he actually had an incredibly close game against, I believe it was DeWalt, if I remember correctly. I can't remember who he was playing against, but he had a very, very close PvT, if I remember correctly. But either way, he is a pretty strong Terran player. Going to be awesome to see how he does here against Kingpin Zerg. Now, Kingpin hasn't played a ZVT yet, and HitEmUp hasn't played a TVZ, so should be kind of cool to see how both of them play this out as we move on to our first map in the series, Return of the King. And just to quickly talk about the map, it's going to be a 4-player map. We saw it in a TVT last series, but in base mineral onlys, but it is an island, so harder to take. Of course, you do have those thirds just out in front. All the bases on this map have, well, I just contradict myself, but all the bases that aren't islands on this map have gas. Not the historically in the pro scene, this wasn't the best map for Zerg, but you can see in the STPL they're currently 3-0 up against Terran, and Kingpin is going to be looking to extend that to 4-0 as we head in to our game. Let's get going and let's get started with our second series. Just to say, NetWars Kingpin versus aSh's HitEmUp. And starting us off here in the top right hand position, we do have our orange Zerg playing for NetWars. It's going to be Kingpin. And have I lost Rapid?
Nope, I'm right here.
Oh.
Sorry, I just missed the cue. His opponent, the bottom right-hand side, is HitEmUp, of course, playing for aSh. Really excited to see Kingpin play today. I think NetWars should be the favorite team overall, but a team is made up of individual players, so certainly anything is possible. aSh has really struggled this season, so I do hope that they can kind of pull something together here. But finally, Kicks, the biggest victory of this game is that it's no longer a mirror match.
Yep, we've had a lot of mirror matches so far today, a TVT, a ZVZ, and a PvP in the first series, and this is going to be a TVZ. Now we are going to have Kingpin scouting with his Overlord in that counterclockwise, or anti-clockwise as I like to say, direction. But I know counterclockwise is more of an American thing, so...
Do you really say anti-clockwise?
Yeah, don't you remember we had a discussion about it when you were here? I think we did anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I remember that. That's a little weird. You also you reference time based on not how far the time has progressed through the hour, but how long until the next completed hour, which is just pretty bogus. So I try to stay away from asking or telling time in Commonwealth countries as much as I can.
So does that mean you say like, you don't say like quarter to...
I would say 9:45, where you would say a quarter to 10 or
yeah, fair enough.
Whatever. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It actually doesn't matter unless we're telling time Brood War positions, and that only happens once per game.
That is not a tight wall at the bottom there, so that's going to cause him a few problems.
That is correct. Yes, that is highly unfortunate when Zerglings show up, and they might, they might, but I don't think they'll be there, super crazy. It's 12 pool, or 12 hatch, if I'm not mistaken, from Kingpin, and then pool gas immediately afterwards.
Interestingly, Kingpin pulled his drone away. I don't know if he scouted the fact there was gas. This is a very important scout. He needs to make sure he gets it, and unfortunately that Marine is going to block his drone actually getting the kill. That is a hero SCV, and he's going to build the factory, and I don't think it's been detected, and this could be a very, very big, important moment in this game.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Kicks. That bottom below the barracks is not a tight wall.
Yeah, so he's going to have to use the Marine there. We saw the drone actually walk through there, so not only is it not Zergling tight, I think he needs to move the barracks over 1 hex. I'm fairly certain you can.
Yeah. Okay, so...
It's a bit dangerous to do that now.
It is. It is very dangerous. If you lift it and try to reposition, all of a sudden a Zergling runs over. You can't land it. Uh-oh. That could be rough. Now, it's not going to happen. Realistically, this game should kind of go a little bit longer just because we don't see crazy aggressive builds on either side. I want to see what the factory count looks like because, yeah, this is going to be a 2-fact coming up from HitEmUp.
Yeah, now one thing we do notice is that Kingpin is actually building a Hydralisk Den, so he did either see the factory in his last seconds of vision, or he did see the gas, so just a quick correction on that, but that is going to be because he scouted, well, possibly, he may just be going for Hydralisk all in, but I would have thought it'd be because he scouted the factory, but maybe not. Now, Kingpin is going to see both the factories, and that's going to be a huge, huge moment in this game.
Yeah, more so than just getting in and harassing with the Lings in the base, seeing this double factory, and even delaying it, forcing a second SCV to be brought up. So the Lings actually don't deal all that much, but the vision and knowing this is a 2-fact is the big win.
Yeah, now HitEmUp was going for a little bit of a cheeky build, not the most common build against Zerg, obviously a little bit more common against Protoss, but I mean, his Lings are going to get cleaned up, but the trouble is, does HitEmUp have anything to defend against the Hydralisks? He's moving his barracks away, so he's getting rid of the wall. He is going to go into siege mode. I don't think this is what he was planning to do initially, but he's kind of been forced into this now by the build that Kingpin's using.
Yeah, and look at Kingpin. He's not overcommitting to this. He is absolutely just playing this so well. He's getting lair tech behind this. He's macroing up with a ton of drones on the way. And he is really preparing for a big lair timing, while also getting a lot of value thanks to having, or thanks to, you know, that little bit of early aggression.
Yeah, now it looks like one of the Hydras is going to be taken down. Now, this is a little bit risky by Kingpin to have his only really defensive units out on the middle of the map. He's only actually got 2 aggressive units to his name. And if we do see those tanks pushing across the map, what is he going to use to defend? Well, it looks like HitEmUp's just going to play this defensively, so...
Yeah. This is really interesting. He goes for the 2-fact, but it's the rare defensive 2-fact kicks.
I think it's because he's worried that he doesn't really know what Kingpin's doing.
I think he thinks he's about to be all in.
Yeah.
So he's playing very defensively. Of course, scouting with the barracks just to make sure that everything is copacetic. This is going to be a lurker timing, not a muta timing, and the lurkers are already on the way, or at least the lurker aspect is already on the way.
Yeah, we should see these 2 Hydralisks being turned into lurkers at the front there. He's actually turned them in a direction. There is a certain way you can put Hydralisks so they don't have any lag animation going into the egg, but he's just moving around just a little bit, so nothing too crazy there, but we are going to see a Vulture coming in here by HitEmUp, and this could actually do quite a lot of damage, and not only that, it's going to scout everything. And this is such an important moment for HitEmUp. Oh, but Kingpin pulling his drones immediately wants to take out that Vulture.
Ooh, he's really going after it. Drones chasing vultures. Of course, one of the saddest things that you can see in Brood War. It's going to be sad for that drone. It's going to be sad for this drone. It's going to be sad for a few more drones. There's not even a Hydra being made in the main, so they're going to have to run all the way from the natural there.
Thing is, this drone, this Vulture didn't get as many kills as it possibly could have. He's going to delay the gas mining for just a little bit, and that is going to hurt Kingpin's build just a little bit, as I said, because obviously Kingpin's actually got supply blocked here. While this is going on, he's not able to add any more Hydralisks on. We do have those lurkers morphing just in the middle of the map. We actually have another one at the front, but we do have HitEmUp with 4 tanks already, and as long as he gets this... Oh, he's actually not got any detection yet, I don't think, so this could get hairy. Oh, but the lurkers are going down!
No,
oh,
well,
he's getting...
Oh! But the next 2 that do actually get burrowed are the real MVPs. He could run maybe the Goliath forward and shoot it with a tank to kill off one of them with friendly fire.
He tried it with a Marine, but the Marine died just before, so unluckily he couldn't do that. He's getting a turret up though, and the trouble is, this is a bit of an all-in from Kingpin. It's obviously delayed his Mulus by a huge amount actually. Well, he lost another 2 drones. Yeah, he lost another 2 drones there. I just missed that, but here we go. We actually... Oh, he missed. He tried to use an SCV on the lurkers.
Oh, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again.
Oh,
he gets
nice. And
Okay, so now that reduces the DPS, he's actually going to try to do it again.
And it's going to work.
But he'll need he'll need another one. And wow, this is actually a very non-standard way. Oh no, he mispositioned the SCV and kills one for free.
He's using Marines now. He's like, okay, I'm done. Oh, he didn't shoot it quick enough.
Oh man, this is tragic. He's going to use a Goliath? No, he's just using SCV. Hit it. Okay, there we go. Wow. He finally cleans up the lurkers after sacrificing way too many units. I don't know. I mean, these next two lurkers are going to be really rough to deal with. And keep in mind, like, the detection is pretty it's non-existent down to the far side. But now that the turret's up, it'll make it easier to defend against more lurkers. But I think there's lurker drop coming in.
Yeah, there is. I saw drop tech coming in from... we've got speed actually coming in now for those overlords. He's going to send in 2 to the natural, 2 to the main, it looks like, but that overlord's actually sitting a little bit idle. And this can be a little bit problematic. When you're going for this mech style, you don't have that much mobility with your units. It's very unlikely you'll have any detection in your main. But luckily enough, he's building a turret behind his mineral line.
This is absolutely in response to this. He's like, wait a second. This could be a little scary. So the double prong might not work, but the bottom by the natural is actually very, very vulnerable.
Yeah, the Goliaths don't quite see it. Great movement on that Overlord. He sees it now. Where's the reaction? He needs to move his Goliaths back very, very quickly here.
Oh, I think maybe he just thinks it's scouting, but no. Oh, wow, he actually kills one lurker right off the bat.
And he's going to be able to clear it up with an SCV again, so
yeah,
this shouldn't be too bad.
Sending the SCV over. Sending the SCV over.
It's kind of hard to click down here, but there we go. Yeah. Does clean that up, and Kingpin's build just has not done anything, but here we go. 3 Overlords full of units coming into the main. There's no units back here to defend, and they could drop down.
These are speed Overlords, crucially enough. There's only 1 turret up here, and that is not going to do it. 3 Overlords right in the mineral line. There are Goliaths here, but mass lurkers burrowing in the mineral line. They will be able to target down. Oh, he actually doesn't burrow one of the lurkers. They can target down this turret.
There is going to be a scan though.
Oh no, he kills the turret, but he loses all the lurkers.
Yeah, HitEmUp has been doing an incredibly good job. Like, I can't even begin to explain how hard this is to do, and he's doing a great job. He's deflecting absolutely everything Kingpin's throwing at him. And Kingpin's trying to take a third, but he's got no drones there. His economy is in complete shambles, and he's losing his front 2 lurkers.
Kicks. This doesn't look so great.
Oh, but Kingpin. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, but he's got scans now, and this is really where Terran starts to be really scary against things like Dark Templar builds or Lurker build, anything that relies on stealth. You know, big not Widow Mine, big Spider Minefields. Like, once scan finishes, you can be mobile on the map, and as soon as Terran gets mobile, stuff in its way kind of tends to die. Now, there's no upgrades yet for this, so it's not as scary, but I think the bigger thing is A, the number of units, and B, their ability to position here on the high ground and just poke in with these Goliaths.
Yeah, and +1 is about to finish. Kingpin has pretty much 0 units to be able to try and defend against this. He's going to pull his drones away, but they're going to go down going into the main. And I think HitEmUp's done it. He's gone out against one of the strongest teams in the STPL, and he has made a very, very strong statement here. And thank you for the host. I'm a taunt. Means a lot. I couldn't read your name properly, but there we go. HitEmUp's going to break into the main. It looks like we do have some Hydras, but it's not going to be enough. And HitEmUp is going to wander his way to victory here in the main of Kingpin.
Yeah, some flanking Hydras coming in from that third base, if you can even call them that. So, but the high ground position is just too devastating. This is a Zerg player on like maybe 1.5 bases, if you can consider that. And he's got 2 bases, or the Terran player has 2 bases running behind this. So this is going to do it. GG should be called here any second now. And HitEmUp defends immaculately against these lurker drops and all those early rush shenanigans, and holds on to take the inevitable win.
Yeah, no, I genuinely was surprised that after a failed 2-fact opening, he actually managed to pull this off, but he did a great job. And showing he's got very strong TVC, his TVP very strong last time as well. He did nearly take down the wall. It looks like GG was called, and that is the end of the replay. So great job there by HitEmUp in our first game.
Yeah, congratulations. That's going to put aSh up one game over Net Wars, and this is a position maybe they didn't expect to be in, but they definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
Coming up next, it's going to be maybe more difficult for them to stay in that position, but I'm excited to see if they can do it.
Yeah, now there was, I believe, one walkover in this series. That was actually the second game, so luckily enough it wasn't the third game, but that was a walkover in favor of Net Wars even. So it was actually going to be Radley as Zerg versus Migsy. So I'm just going to quickly report that. But that's going to take us into our third game, which is going to put it 1-for-1 in this series. Now, if there was going to be a series that was going to be 3-0, I think a lot of people would say that it would have been this one. But HitEmUp making a strong statement there in that first game, just proving that the aSh are not that bad. He's actually going to put a big dent on Net Wars here. That Net Wars are very, very close to making it into the playoffs, but they're also pretty much neck and neck with Seoul. So every single win is going to count for them, and this one loss could be very costly.